Welcome to our journey through time, a voyage to uncover the stories of 10 remarkable women. These are not the princesses of fairy tales waiting patiently for rescue. No, these are warrior princesses from the medieval period, figures of strength and defiance who carved their own destinies in a world dominated by men. They rode into battle, commanded armies, and challenged the very fabric of their societies. Let us embark on this historical adventure to witness the courage and leadership of these extraordinary women. The year is 1429. France, engulfed in the flames of the Hundred Years' War, seems all but lost to the English. Yet from the small village of Domremy, a young woman will emerge, forever altering the course of history. This is Joan of Arc. Just 17 years old, Joan claimed to have received divine visions, urging her to support the uncrowned king, Charles VII. Imagine her conviction, a peasant girl standing before seasoned commanders, proclaiming herself chosen by God to lead France to victory. With unwavering faith, she rallied demoralized troops and marched toward the besieged city of Orléans. The siege of Orléans, a pivotal moment in the war, would become a testament to Joan's unshakable spirit. She rode into battle, her banner held high, inspiring her troops with a ferocity that seemed to turn the tide. The English, once confident in their inevitable victory, found themselves outmaneuvered and overwhelmed. Orléans was liberated, and Joan, the Maid of Orléans, became a national heroine. Our journey takes us to 11th century Italy, a land divided by a bitter power struggle between the Church and the Holy Roman Empire. Here, amidst the political turmoil, rose a formidable woman, Matilda of Tuscany. Born into a noble family, Matilda could have easily chosen a life of privilege and ease. Instead, she dedicated herself to a higher purpose, defending the Papacy. The investiture controversy, a fierce dispute over the appointment of church officials, consumed the political landscape. Matilda, a devout Christian and staunch ally of the Pope, found herself on the front lines of this conflict. She was not content to be a mere figurehead. Matilda possessed a keen intellect and a deep understanding of military strategy. Under her command, the Tuscan army became a force to be reckoned with. She personally led her troops into battle, facing down the armies of Emperor Henry IV with unwavering courage. Her victories were not merely military triumphs, they were symbolic victories for the Papacy, cementing Matilda's place in history as a defender of the faith. From the sun-drenched fields of Italy, we travel north to the windswept shores of England, a land terrorized by Viking raids. Æthelflæd, Lady of the Mercians, emerged as a warrior queen. She inherited her father Alfred the Great's strategic mind. Viking longboats menaced the English coast. Æthelflæd ordered the construction of fortresses. She led warriors into battle, inspiring her troops. Her victories were steps in reclaiming England. Chapter 4. Tomoe Gozen, the Samurai Princess. Our journey takes us to feudal Japan, where the warrior spirit flourished. Amidst the clash of swords lived Tomoe Gozen, synonymous with courage. Trained from a young age, she mastered the bow, sword, and horseback riding. During the Genpei War, Tomoe rode into battle alongside her lord. Clad in armor, she became a whirlwind of steel on the battlefield. She led charges, cut down enemies, and inspired her fellow warriors. Chapter 5. Isabella of Castile, architect of a unified Spain. As we turn our attention back to Europe, we find ourselves in the heart of 15th century Spain, a land divided by faith and ambition. Here, a queen would rise not just to rule, but to unite a kingdom. This is Isabella of Castile, a woman of unwavering faith and steely determination. Isabella ascended to the throne during a period of great unrest. The Reconquista, the centuries-long struggle to reclaim Spain from the Moors, was reaching its climax. Isabella, a devout Catholic, saw the reconquest not just as a military campaign, but as a holy mission. She poured her energy and resources into the war effort, personally overseeing military strategy and logistics. But Isabella was more than just a wartime leader. Her marriage to Ferdinand of Aragon, a shrewd political alliance, proved to be a turning point in Spanish history. Together, they united the kingdoms of Castile and Aragon, forging the foundation for a powerful and unified Spain. Chapter 6. Sikelgaita, the Norman warrior queen. Our journey takes us now to the sun-drenched battlefields of southern Italy, where Norman knights carved out a kingdom with fire and steel. By their side fought a woman who defied every convention, a warrior queen who commanded respect through her courage and martial prowess. This is Sikelgaita, wife of Robert Guiscard, the fearsome Duke of Apulia. Sikelgaita was not content to remain cloistered within the walls of a castle, a mere passive observer to her husband's conquests. She was a warrior at heart, and the battlefield was as much her domain as the courtly halls. Clad in chainmail, her hand gripping her sword, she rode into battle alongside Robert, her voice booming encouragement to their troops. Her courage was not merely a matter of legend. During the siege of Bari, a pivotal moment in the Norman conquest of southern Italy, Sikelgaita's leadership proved essential. With Robert wounded, she rallied the wavering Norman troops, her presence inspiring them to fight on with renewed vigor. Chapter 7. From the sun-drenched battlefields of Italy, we set sail for the rugged western coast of Ireland, where the crashing waves and howling winds echo the untamed spirit of a legendary queen. This is Grace O'Malley, the pirate queen of Connaught, a woman who challenged the might of empires and carved her own destiny amidst the turbulent waters of the 16th century. Born into a world where men ruled the seas, Grace refused to be confined by the expectations of her time. The sea was in her blood, and she commanded her fleet of ships with unmatched skill and daring. Her galleys, adorned with the O'Malley colors, became a familiar sight along the Irish coast, feared by her enemies and celebrated by those who sought her protection. She raided English merchant ships, harassed enemy ports, and amassed a fortune in plunder, becoming a thorn in the side of the English crown. But Grace was more than just a pirate. She was a shrewd negotiator, a skilled diplomat, and a fierce protector of her people. Chapter 8. Artemisia, one of Caria, the Persian queen of the Aegean. Our journey takes us back in time, to the shores of the Aegean Sea, where the fate of civilizations hung in the balance. Here, amidst the clash of empires, a queen ruled the waves, her name whispered both in fear and admiration. This is Artemisia one of Caria, a woman of unmatched intelligence, ambition, and naval prowess. In a world dominated by powerful men, Artemisia carved out her own kingdom. As ruler of Caria, she commanded her own fleet of warships, her flag a symbol of her authority and might. When the Persian king Xerxes I amassed a vast army to invade Greece, Artemisia answered his call, pledging her fleet and her loyalty to his cause. She was not content to merely lend her ships to the Persian war effort. Artemisia led her fleet into the heart of battle, her tactical brilliance and courage on full display at the Battle of Salamis. Surrounded by the Greek fleet, her ships outnumbered and outmaneuvered, Artemisia refused to yield. Chapter 9. Zenobia of Palmyra, the rebel queen of the East. Our journey takes us now to the sun-baked deserts of the Middle East, to the magnificent city of Palmyra, a jewel of the ancient world. Here in the 3rd century AD, a queen dared to challenge the might of Rome, her name echoing through the sands of time. Zenobia, the warrior queen of Palmyra. Zenobia was not content to rule a mere client state of the Roman Empire. She yearned for more, for independence, for power, and for the glory of her ancestors. When the Roman Empire was weakened by internal strife, Zenobia saw her opportunity. She raised an army, her banners a symbol of defiance, and marched out to conquer. Her armies swept through the eastern provinces of the Roman Empire, conquering Egypt, Syria, and parts of Anatolia. Zenobia's reign was not just about military conquest. She was a patron of the arts and sciences, and under her rule, Palmyra flourished as a center of trade and culture. Chapter 10. Mavia of the Tanakids, the desert queen who defied Rome. Our final journey takes us to the vast and unforgiving Arabian desert, where a warrior queen rose from the sands to challenge the might of Rome. This is Mavia, queen of the Tanakids, a woman of unmatched courage and strategic brilliance. Mavia's people, the nomadic Tanakids, roamed the fringes of the Roman Empire, fiercely independent and accustomed to the harsh realities of desert life. When a Roman governor broke a treaty with the Tanakids, Mavia swore revenge. She would not allow her people to be treated with such disrespect. Mavia's knowledge of the desert terrain proved to be a formidable weapon. She led her warriors in a series of lightning raids, ambushing Roman patrols, disrupting supply lines, and leaving a trail of chaos in their wake. The Roman legions, accustomed to fighting on open battlefields, were ill-prepared for the Tanakids' guerrilla tactics. Mavia's victory against Rome was not just a military triumph, it was a testament to her leadership and the strength of her people. She had defended her people's honor, secured their independence, and her name would forever be etched in the annals of history as a symbol of resistance against oppression. Outrow legacies of courage beyond the battlefield. As our journey through time comes to an end, we are left in awe of these 10 remarkable women. They were princesses, yes, but they were so much more: warriors, strategists, rulers, and defenders of their people. They defied expectations, shattered stereotypes, and left an indelible mark on history. These women, separated by time and geography, shared a common thread: an unyielding spirit, a fierce determination to protect their people, and a courage that transcended the battlefield.